Chapter 8. David and the Hamster. This is a story about the naughty boy called David. He was 6 years old and a pupil at Garston Infant School, North Watford, in 1955. David was not very good at school and could not read the flashcards, so he messed about to divert attention from himself when it was his turn to read the flashcards. David writes in his book, "I was hopeless at school and I was hopeless at reading the flashcards. I realised I could not read at the age of 6 years old, and this definitely showed up itself in class when we had to read the flashcards. When it was my turn, I just could not tell what was written, and I felt embarrassed. It was humiliating. As a result, I felt the need to distract the attention from any action that involved me reading, and I caused a disturbance of some kind. I was known as a naughty boy. And to top it all, the kids mocked my northern accent. At that time, my mum had to work late, and it was arranged for me to wait in the classroom after school until my mum came to pick me up. This was shortly after the event with the plimsolls. The class had a pet hamster, and this was kept in a little cage at the front of the class, and it got all the attention from everyone. I was the one that got no attention, but rather got into trouble. One evening, whilst I was waiting in the classroom for my mum to come to collect me, the teacher left the classroom for a short while, leaving me alone in the classroom. I went towards the hamster's cage and thought to myself, why do you get all the attention? I know what I'm going to do. I took the hamster out of the cage, closed the door. I looked at the hamster in the eyes and went over to Vivian's desk and put it inside her desk, shutting the lid quickly, thinking that will pay her back for getting me into trouble with her plimsolls. I sat back in my chair before the teacher returned. I went home with my mum that night as though nothing had happened. The next day I went into class as quiet as I could and keeping out of the way. I waited patiently for the eruptions. Then suddenly, "Oh, miss," screamed Vivian, "the hamster's in my desk." It had nibbled everywhere, nibbled the books, done a wee, everywhere, all over the book, and made a lovely mess. Throughout the night, everyone gathered round the desk to see at that time. I felt very guilty. One boy tried to suggest the hamster had escaped and climbed up the table leg and through the hole that was drilled in the bottom of the desk for the spilt ink to drain. A good idea, I thought, so keep thinking that, I thought. Then someone asked how did it get out of the cage as the door was closed. I was feeling very, very guilty now and wondered if Miss Kitchinger was thinking had I done it and done the deed the night before. I kept quiet, and to this day they don't know how that hamster got there. During this time, my brother was attending Lee Farm Junior School, the school that I was to attend in the next few years. And that's the story of the naughty boy called David and the Hamster.